January. And the next big concept is the blues scale, which is one of the foundational scales of jazz improvisation. The most important topic in the blues scale is the blue note. Similar to the discussion about thirds and sevenths, where those are the two pitches that really define the Mixolydian scale. The blue note is the pitch that defines the blues scale. So what I'm trying to get to the students to do is to improvise using the blues scale and really bring out that blue note, which is the flat four or the flat five or the sharp four. Pardon me. And the students are also going to learn the head to Freddie Freeloader, which is also a concert B flat 12-bar blues. So we're going to reinforce the flat seventh and the defining feature of the blues scale, as I said. And the students are going to see the blues scale written out in half notes and highlight the blue note each time it appears. And the first appearance will be beats 3 and 4 of measure 2. And they're going to play through the blues scale in memory. And in the case of the blues scale, the chord changes kind of get pushed aside. So regardless of which chord appears, students can just play around on the concert B-flat blues scale. Really emphasizing the blue note. I'd like to hear that at least 3 times. So we're going to review the Mixolydian scales here, review the blues scale, and review memorization of Freddie Freeloader. Now we're going to play the blues scale in quarter notes, make it a little bit trickier. Have some student volunteers take 12 bars and combine the Mixolydian scale and the blues scale, so the two main topics that they've learned in terms of improvisational ideas. Play the head from memory, improvise 2 choruses using both elements of the Mixolydian scale and the blues scale, which there are some similarities between those two. So the next big concept, aside from the blues scale, which they'll continue to learn and they'll have to play it in eighth notes this week, is the concept of digital patterns. What I mean by digital patterns are scale patterns using the Mixolydian scale or any other major mode that go in some kind of sequential or pattern order. So an example, which you will see right here, is 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. So the students will be provided with examples of digital patterns like this, and they'll play through that as a class. Let's see how we're doing on time. Okay. Using the Mixolydian scales, which students numbered from 1 to 8 last semester, students will write a digital pattern of their own based on the concert B-flat Mixolydian scale. And here's some examples of some patterns right there. And just to reinforce the blues scale, the students will play the concert B-flat blues in eighth notes, which, as I discussed, is really the driving rhythmic value of improvisation, at quarter notes equals 120. So now we're going to apply the digital pattern concept. Now we're going to apply the digital pattern concept to the concert F blues scale. So students will transpose their digital pattern to concert E-flat and concert F Mixolydian. Students will learn the concert F blues scale in half notes, followed by review of the B-flat blues scale in half notes. They'll play the concert F blues scale, and they'll identify which note is the blue note, which in the case of the concert F blues scale is B natural or C flat, however you want to look at it. And students will play the digital pattern they came up with using their choice of the concert E-flat Mixolydian scale or the concert F Mixolydian scale. So here the big focus is the blue note in concert F, which, as I discussed, is B natural or C flat. And I'd also like the students to be able to play more than one digital pattern on concert B-flat Mixolydian. So one example is 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, or 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 6, etc., etc. So students will do the same activity where they'll highlight the blue note. And And the assessment is strictly based on the concert F blues scale, because that's still kind of a new thing. So we're going to introduce the teacher-given patterns here from 3 weeks ago, and they're going to work on transposing these digital patterns that they wrote to accommodate other transposition instruments. And obviously they'll need some help with this, so we'll discuss the procedures for transposing from any one instrument key to another one. So if it's a trombone player, to get to trumpet and clarinet keys, they'll just transpose it up a whole step. There we go. Digital patterns based on Mixolydian, concert B-flat blues scale, memorization of heads. So we're going to introduce the head to Alligator Boogaloo, which is a concert F blues scale, and reviewing the 3 heads that they learned previously: C Jam Blues, Tenor Madness, and Freddie Freeloader. And other than that, everything is pretty similar to what we've been doing in the recent weeks. So here we're going to kind of discuss the ABA structure of jazz improvisation, with playing the head, improvising, and the head out, and taking the head out. I think this is an appropriate thing to do immediately following last week, which the focus was playing heads and memorizing heads, that is. So students will pick one of the 4 heads, and they will play that head from memory and improvise over one chorus in the correct key, and then play the head out from memory. And week 27, the ascending Mixolydian scale, using the 3 chords in the F 12-bar blues, and reviewing the head to Alligator Boogaloo. So now we're really so we've learned the F blues scale, and now we're really gonna focus in on the same sequence of learning the B-flat 12-bar blues Mixolydian, but we're going to do it in F this time. So the only new Mixolydian scale is C Mixolydian, which is the 5 chord in the key of F, because the 4 chord in F is B-flat, which they already know. Students will learn the ascending Mixolydian scales using a similar sequence. Yep, I already said that. They'll identify the root, so similar to what they did with the B-flat 12-bar blues, they'll be given the 4 and the 5 chords, and they will write the root of each one of those, and then review the head to Alligator Boogaloo. And then students will play these Mixolydian scales ascending only in quarter notes at quarter note equals 120 from memory. This shouldn't be too terribly difficult because they already knew the F and the B-flat Mixolydian scales from previous weeks. This week is about playing thirds and sevenths in the concert F blues and memorization of heads, and just continuing to reinforce Alligator Boogaloo, which is one of the standard concert F blues heads. Students will highlight the thirds and the sevenths as they did with B flat. I'm just going to go through this pretty quickly just because everything is pretty similar to what we did with B flat. So now we're getting into descending motion, now that they're a little bit more comfortable, and they're learning a new head, which is Billy's Bounce, which is a very common concert F blues. That's kind of the go-to F blues. I only did that after Alligator Boogaloo because it's a little bit more difficult.